Here we go again. They can't stop. I keep telling y'all, they cannot stop. A'ja Wilson wins Time Athlete of the Year. And rather than talking about herself, what does she want to do? She wants to down Caitlin Clark. She wants to downplay the impact and disrespect CC and the fans. And it just never...
The WNBA just shot itself in the foot, and the evidence is everywhere.
A'ja Wilson just called Caitlin Clark 5% of the WNBA's growth. Then the league lost 48% of its viewers without her. You can't make this stuff up. The Time Magazine Athlete of the Year interview should have been A'ja's victory lap. 3rd MVP, 2nd Olympic gold, tournament MVP in Paris. The accolades are real. The accomplishments are undeniable. Nobody's questioning what A'ja Wilson has done on the basketball.
No, you said, no one has ever done what I've done, and people really need to understand that.
Yeah.
What have you done? I love the confidence of that.
Yeah. I let me see. Just in this season.
She's like, where do I begin?
I'm going to say, just in this season, I was...
But buried in that celebration was a statement so disconnected from reality that it's still sending shockwaves through the sports world. 5%? That's what they reduced Caitlin Clark's entire revolutionary impact to? 5% of the league's growth? Like she's some minor contributor, some side character in the WNBA story. And here's where it gets absolutely wild. The article implied the...
Gotta get into today. A'ja Wilson, congratulations, won Time Athlete of the Year. Now, this would have been a great moment for A'ja Wilson to talk about her accomplishments, etc. But what did A'ja Wilson want to do? She wanted to take shots. She wanted to fire off and get her subs in at Caitlin Clark.
League was failing before Caitlin arrived, that it needed saving, that decades of black women building this foundation meant nothing until the great white hope showed up. A'ja fired back. She said the history got erased for a minute and she didn't like it, that so many women went through difficult things to build this league. Fair point, except there's a massive problem with positioning Caitlin's arrival as erasing WNBA history. It completely ignores what was actually happening before she got there. Let's talk numbers, real numbers, not feelings, not narratives, not what we...
Option available.
In 2024, Caitlin Clark's rookie season helped the WNBA hit milestone TV and attendance figures, but Clark's emergence created a toxic, racially divisive narrative that she was almost singularly responsible for salvaging a league whose foundation had been built by mostly black player base. I'm gonna stop right there because, like I said, Caitlin Clark was Time Sportsperson of the Year last year, and in that article, she was asked multiple times about these narratives around Caitlin and the racial divide that happens in America, and specifically around women's basketball. It has gotten so insane, and she has denounced it so many times. She said it in the Times article that she doesn't want her name to be used for these different negative and divisive things that it's used for, and the fact that Time Magazine named her Sportsperson of the Year in 2024, and then in 2025 turn around and put something like this in an article, by the way, you guys, that is supposed to prop up A'ja. This is Asia's moment to shine.
Wish was true. The WNBA was averaging 399,000 viewers before Caitlin's rookie season. That's not a league on the rise. That's not steady growth year over year. That's not a league about to break through to mainstream America. That's a league genuinely struggling for attention in a crowded sports landscape where TikTok has more...
But it still comes down on your shoulders.
I feel like I always have had really good perspective on everything that's kind of happened in my life, whether that's been good, whether that's been bad. And then obviously coming to the WNBA, like I've said, I feel like I've earned every single thing that's happened to me over the course of my career. But also, I grew up a fan of this league from a very young age. Like, my favorite player was Maya Moore. Like, I know what this league was about. And like I said, like, it's only been around 25 plus years. So I know there's been so many amazing black women that have been in this league, and continuing to uplift them, I think, is very important. And that's something I'm very aware of.
Viewers than most professional sports broadcasts. 28 years. The WNBA had 28 full years to build mainstream relevance before Caitlin Clark showed up. 28 years of incredible players. Lisa Leslie was charismatic and dominant. Diana Taurasi is arguably the greatest ever. Candace Parker had crossover appeal and media savvy. Brianna Stewart is an absolute force. These women are legends. They built the foundation. They deserve respect. But here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say out loud. They didn't create the mainstream cultural moment that Caitlyn generated in one season. And we know this because of what happened when she got injured. When Caitlyn went down with her knee injury in July 2024, the WNBA viewership didn't dip slightly, it dropped 48%. Not 5% like some people want to claim, 48%. Nearly half the audience just vanished. The Indiana Fever was pulling 1.78 million viewers per game with Caitlyn. When she missed 13 games, their viewership collapsed to 394,000. That's a 2/3 decline. That's catastrophic. ESPN tried changing how they calculated ratings. They added streaming numbers they hadn't counted before so they could claim viewership only dropped 5 to 6%. Anyone tracking game-by-game numbers saw the truth. The casual fans left. The explosion of interest disappeared. The mainstream moment ended. Now here's where Aja's statement really falls apart. She told Time magazine this growth was just a matter of time, that it was inevitable. Do you hear what that means? It means she thinks the WNBA was on track to break through to mainstream consciousness without Caitlyn, that these numbers were coming regardless, that all this attention was just waiting to happen. 28 years says otherwise. 28 years of talented players and exciting games and championship series and Olympic gold medals. No mainstream breakthrough, no cultural moment, no explosion of casual fan interest. But sure, it was inevitable. It was just about to happen. Caitlyn's timing was just a coincidence. Here's what makes this whole situation even more frustrating. Caitlyn has repeatedly and genuinely praised the black women who built the WNBA. She's credited Cheryl Swoops, Tamika Catchings, Maya Moore in multiple interviews. She's acknowledged the foundation they created. She's been gracious and respectful. And how does the league's MVP respond? By reducing her impact to 5%. Let me ask you something. If you're Caitlyn Clark, what are you supposed to do? You can't defend yourself without being accused of centering yourself inappropriately. You can't point to ratings data without being labeled as diminishing other players. You can't celebrate your accomplishments without someone giving an interview that frames your attention as undeserved. So what did Caitlyn do when this controversy exploded on social media? She posted herself playing golf. Caption said, "Playing other sports is good for my mind and body." That's it. No statement, no defense, no engagement with the drama. Think about the physical treatment she endured all season. Game after game of rough play, flagrant fouls that somehow went uncalled, shoulder checks and hip checks so obvious they would have drawn immediate technicals on any other player. The Aces played the Fever multiple times. In their June matchup, Caitlyn got fouled so blatantly on a drive that even the broadcast crew expressed surprise no whistle was blown. Aja scored on the other end, taking advantage. The refs let it stand. That pattern repeated all season. Established stars got protected by whistles. Caitlyn absorbed contact that would have sent other players to the line. Now let's talk about the Google Trends argument, because Aja's supporters love this one. In 2025, only one WNBA player made the top 10 most Googled athletes list worldwide. It was Sophie Cunningham at number 7. Fantastic for her. Caitlyn didn't crack the top 10. So people say this proves her impact is overblown, that the media created a narrative that doesn't match reality. But here's what they're deliberately ignoring. Caitlyn was injured for most of 2025. She only played 13 games before knee injuries ended her season. The fact that WNBA viewership collapsed during her absence actually proves the complete opposite point. When Caitlyn wasn't on the court, casual fans stopped watching. The core audience remained loyal, but that explosive mainstream growth? Gone. The WNBA's new media rights deal that everyone's celebrating, the increased revenue funding higher salaries and better travel, that happened because networks saw the numbers Caitlyn generated. They saw sold-out arenas. They saw merchandise sales. That's what convinced them to invest more money. Not inevitability, not 28 years of gradual growth. They saw Caitlyn Clark filling buildings and breaking ratings records. Aja Wilson is an incredible player with a resume that speaks for itself. But diminishing Caitlyn's impact doesn't make Aja look better. It makes the league look petty. It makes established players look insecure. And it makes fans who came for Caitlyn wonder why they should stick around when the league itself doesn't appreciate what she brings. The regret is setting in hard now. The off-season is dragging on with minimal engagement. The energy and excitement Caitlyn generated isn't easily replaced. Networks and sponsors are asking questions about why numbers crashed so dramatically. Aja called it 5% and watched the league lose 48% of viewers. That's not opinion, that's math. Turns out that 5% was carrying a lot more weight than anyone wanted to admit. The WNBA is learning what happens when you allow established stars to publicly diminish your biggest draw. Empty seats, declining viewership, casual fans disappearing. The numbers don't lie, even when the narrative tries to. Sound off in the comments. Was Aja wrong to call Caitlyn 5%, or is the media overblowing her impact? Because the league just found out the hard way what happens when you bash your biggest star. Instant regret and empty arenas.